Galactic day, everybody. My name is Universe, and I am your source for today's video. So we're going to talk about the point of no return. So we're going to hop straight into this. Now, the first point we have to understand is the serpent tongue creates the division. Now, the Olympics is just ended. I believe it was yesterday. It was the last day of the Olympics, I believe, maybe 2 days ago. But Noah, as I'm pretty sure everybody know, he's been causing a lot of division. That's why we're going to start this video off talking about the serpent tongue that creates the division. Now, you have to understand what they say, all skin folk ain't your kin folk, just because we're around each other, that means I'm with you, if you understand what I'm saying. The reason why we're going to use him in an example, talking about the point of no return, is some people will think that they could say certain things and there will be no consequences to the words that they speak. Like the old saying says, sticking stones might break my bones, but words don't hurt me, which is a lie. Words do hurt. Words, they kill. Words, they start wars. Words do everything under the sun, because in the Bible, what it says in the beginning was the word. So you got to take that into accountability. So I feel like just that saying is one of the biggest lies we ever been taught, and it's been drilled in us generation after generation after generation. So I want y'all to kind of keep that in mind when they tell us, oh, sticks and stones might break my bones, but words don't hurt me. That's some bullshit. If we want to critically think about a lot of the stuff we've been taught and a lot of the stuff that's being drilled in our head generation after generation, 80% of it really doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't serve us in the real world. Now, the whole thing with Noah is that, a lot of people, he's getting a lot of backlash because at first, I believe it was the last Olympics game when he was like, oh, the people in the NBA, world champions of whatever the case might be, they have world champions, world champions of my country, et cetera, et cetera. Now, if you want to be technical, they technically are world champions. They might play for teams that's based in the United States, so to speak, but we all know there are players from all 7 continents all around the world. The best of the best plays in the United States. So technically, it's the Olympics every year in the NBA. You can say the WNBA as well. Like the best of the best come to America and play. But, that's just, my opinion on that topic. But back to, the tongue of the serpent that creates division. So basically what he's doing is he's creating division. And you will have people in your life that you thought had, you had a good rapport with, you thought that you had a good relationship with or whatnot. And the whole time they're talking to you with a serpent tongue. They've been, double acting. In other words, it seems like their actions was one thing, but when they start speaking, now you start to see, oh, this is how this person really feels about me. So you got to watch out for those people. And, it could be someone you're in a relationship, a boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be your auntie, your uncle. It could be your grandma, your granddaddy, your mom, your dad, a brother or sister. It could be a friend. You have to watch out for that person that has that serpent tongue, because what do serpents do? They bite. And if it's a venomous snake, that has long-term effects, and it can ultimately kill you. In this case, it could kill your spirit. It could kill, the positive side of your being. It could kill your vision that you work so hard for, just by that person being that important to you, and by them saying something, that a serpent will say, because words definitely do hurt. So I want you to sit back, and I need everybody to literally take time and look at everybody that's in their lives, all the people that's close to you that you hold dear. When you fall out with a person, or when you do something that they don't like, how do they react? What do they say to you? And it's not even about what they say. Most of the time, it's how you say it. Did they say it with a lot of heat in their chest? You know what I'm saying? You might be in your honeymoon phase, you know what I'm saying, with your quote unquote significant other, and the first time y'all fell out, maybe that person ghosted you and didn't want to reach out a week or two later, and it might have confused you. You know, you thought everything was peaches and cream, which we all know relationships won't be perfect. But at the same time, you know, when somebody's mad or when somebody's drunk, the truth will come out. You know, so all the smiling and the laughter, when it's all out the window and when shit really hit the fan, when they're mad and when something's not going their way or they feel some type of way about what you're doing or what you're not doing, the truth of how they feel about you and the way they look at you, it will always come out. So you want to look out for those people that have the serpent tongue, because it creates division. Now, the next point is the secret self-hate they project onto you. So have you ever been in a situation where, you know, let's just say if it's a long-term friend or something, and you know, you probably been knowing this person since middle school, high school or whatnot, and let's say both of y'all had, you know, dreams and visions of having your own business, you know, and y'all told each other, look, by the time we 35, by the time we 40, we should be at, you know what I'm saying, let's say $500,000 a year or 6 figures or 200,000 a year, whatever, you know, your goal might be. Let's just say that person, they didn't achieve their goal. Maybe, you know, she started having kids, you know what I'm saying, and it just derailed her whole goal. You know, maybe, you know what I'm saying, the guy, he started getting locked up a lot, you know what I'm saying, or dropped out of school, whatever the case might be. But they see, oh, you got a lot more drive in you. You got a lot more light left in you, you know, and you still making the necessary steps to achieve your goals, you know, because it's all a process. It's not about moving fast. It's about moving right, you know, and you and that person might be at odds for whatever reason. It could be something small, it could be something big. And then they just come out of the blue and just talk to you like crazy, something that they might have never done before. You know, that's just that person. They projecting that self-hate onto you. So you have to understand, sometimes when people lash out on you, it's not even you, it's them. They might be going through something. Hell, they might be an underachiever and they just projecting their shortcomings onto you. So you have to understand and be able to identify that. You understand what I'm saying? Which it should be easy when you at peace with yourself, when you know you did right by that person, you know, you communicated everything, you did what you were supposed to when you was around that person, for that person, or for you guys, if it's like a relationship dynamic, or it could be family or something like that. You have to realize, oh, this person is dealing with some internal situations, or they struggling with something and they just basically taking it out on you, which is not right at all. And I'm not saying stand for that shit at all, not one bit, not one moment. But you want to be able to assess the person, because rule number one is understanding the type of person that you're dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're dealing with someone that, you know, never really accomplished too much in their life, and you might be younger than them, so now it's like, oh, whatever you're not doing, they're going to point out. For example, like me growing up, a lot of the females I went to school with, they had terrible relationships with their moms for whatever reason. The mom called them out their name, kicking them out the house, beating them. They always arguing, or she got the girl trying to keep her in the house all the time, making her clean and tell her what she ain't finna do, where she can't go, why she ain't this, etc., etc. Same thing, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of the guys, you know what I'm saying, that I went to school with. A lot of their moms was kicking them out, you know. Some people, they had odds, you know what I'm saying, with, you know what I'm saying, they aunts and they uncles, maybe they stayed with them, or, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, you know, because and a lot of times, especially if you're dealing with someone that has a serpent tongue, or they project their self-hate on you, a lot of the times it's jealousy, especially if it's an older relative in the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if you're the nephew, you know what I'm saying, and your uncle, you know, you might have kind of looked up, you know what I'm saying, looked up to him in a way, you know, you might have had a lot of love and respect for him. And, you know, maybe y'all never had any problems. And one day, you know what I'm saying, he just lashed out on you and just said something that just kind of caught you off guard, and you just so confused. You know, and in most cases, you know what I'm saying, he's projecting self-hate, you know. In most cases, he's jealous, or in most cases, he's showing you what he really feels about you, you know, and he probably got some internal stuff going on, you know, but that tends to be the disconnect from the younger generations and the older generations, you know, because like for me, I was born in 91. So I was born at the tail end of the old school. Like my parents born in the 70s. So they was brought up in that old school, tough love, so to speak, type of environment. You know what I mean? So a lot of them, they might speak more harshly than maybe someone who's born in the 90s would speak to their kids. You see what I'm saying? You know, a lot of them, they do a lot of self-projecting, you know, and self, you know, just the serpent's tongue. You know, when they say stuff, it hurts or hits you in your soul, or they do, you know, they say like a lot of low blowing type of, you know, things to you that might bruise your ego or might hurt your feelings, or, you know, might make you just have a bad taste in your mouth when it, you know, comes to thinking about that person. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be aware of people that you're around that only want to focus on what you're not doing instead of what you are doing, because they are projecting self-hate on you. It's the secret that they really don't like you the way you thought that you liked them. Like, you know, we see it all the time, you know what I'm saying? It might be like, man, they been friends, you know what I'm saying, since elementary school. And let's say if y'all went to elementary school, middle school, high school with someone, then you might bump into them, let's say when you 30 in your 30s or your late 20s. You be like, oh, well, what happened to such and such and such and such? Or you might run into one of them and you might ask about the other one, you know, because they used to be two peas in a pod. And then the other one might be like, oh, no, we don't talk no more. You be like, what, man? Y'all was like the best friends, you know. Y'all like what happened? Oh, and then they might be like, well, I don't really either they might tell you the truth, or they might be like, well, you know, I don't really want to get into that. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with that person. I don't care what they got going on, such and such, such and such. But secretly, one hated the other. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes people, they could see the potential in you, and they will snake bite you to get in your mind. Or if you in a situation where you know a person might know that you might need them, it could be a living situation. You could be living with somebody, and that might just be saying little stuff, you know what I'm saying, nitpicking and just trying to get up under your skin so you could react a certain way, so they could kick you out, or so they could have a reason to point you in a bad light to everyone else, because it could be a family member, it could be a friend, whatever the case might be. You know what I'm saying? So you have to look out for those type of things. Now, the next point is how to react. So when you're talking about how to react to these type of people, like I just said a few moments ago, you have to understand the type of person you're dealing with and where they are at in their life. So once again, if you're dealing with someone that's around your age, they could be your peer, it could be a friend, it could be a lover, whoever, and they lash out at you, you know, y'all never had any bad blood, any bad vibes, and all of a sudden they just snap out of you. They've been holding that shit in. I promise you that. They was just been waiting and just let it boil, just let it brew. They just been letting it fester up and waiting for the perfect time so they can lash out, you know what I'm saying, at you. But you gotta notice the switch up. So how can you tell, you know what I'm saying, what are the warnings before the storms come? So it might be a warning, something like the energy might be off. Like every time y'all see each other, y'all usually laughing and talking, and now it's kind of more short-lived. Or you might ask them, hey, you know, you doing good today? No, I'm having a bad day. And then it's just like, that's just that, and the energy off. Or they might try to confront you about something petty or something small. It could be someone you living with and be like, oh, you didn't take the trash out, or oh, you didn't check the mail, you know what I'm saying? And you know, you don't want to check the mail. You just, you know what I'm saying, like little nitpicky stuff. So now they let you know that they just been sitting back and they've been watching you. You know, they've been trying to study you. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be careful, you know, when it comes to that. So how you react to that, you don't let it emotionally get you out of character. You understand what I'm saying? You sit back, you let them react, you let them lash out, let them get their shit off their chest. And sometimes you might have to take a day or two just to process everything, because it's not always good to, you know what I'm saying, react right then and there. Because now That person is emotional. You are emotional. You understand what I'm saying? Now this ain't gonna get nowhere. It's gonna go left all the way, and someone can end up dead. Somebody could end up in jail, or it could be a relationship that's broken. It could never be, you know what I'm saying, put back together. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be careful of how you talk to people, how you treat people, because you never know when you might need them. You understand what I'm saying? Now, in the whole Noah situation, how he ties into, you know, today's video, you know what I'm saying, the point of no return is that he just recently got back online. I believe Ant, you know what I'm saying, Ant-Man, aka Anthony Edwards, he was, I think he invited Noah to like a Reebok or release shoe party or something like that. And Noah basically got online saying, why would I go there to someone who's not even a champion, let alone not even being to the NBA finals or something like that, you know what I mean, and stuff. So you have to understand, man, sometimes it be your own people. You understand what I'm saying? In this case, it's not even just about skin color. This could be a family member you thought you was close with, and you think you doing good, and next thing you know, that family member try to, you know, put you on blast in front of everybody when you thinking y'all got a good connection. You know what I'm saying? You might have been talking about a business idea with other family members. They be like, oh, what? You know what I'm saying? You talking about doing a business, but you ain't even got this. Your credit ain't right. Or you can't keep a job for more than 6 months. Or it just might be something that they will say that's unnecessary. You understand what I'm saying? Like you didn't do nothing to provoke that person. It's just unnecessary. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, I'm basing this video around the whole Noah situation, because the stuff that he's been saying has been unnecessary, unprovoked. Why is he acting like this? There's no telling, you know. All I know is this, though. He has the serpent tongue that creates division. So he's the symbol of the serpent's tongue that creates division. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be careful for people like that. You think you're playing for the same team, but secretly you're not. You know what I'm saying? They all for self. You understand what I'm saying? Especially if you in a situation and, you know, you younger than a person. Like I say, it could be auntie or uncle. It could be your grandparents, or older cousin, or older sibling, older sister, older brother. You understand what I'm saying? And one of the rules of the 48 laws of power is never outshine the master. So if you got $1 million idea, you know what I'm saying, you happy, you got good energy, you smiling, you stay out the way, you stay in your lane, you not disrespecting nobody, do what you're supposed to do, and that person find reasons to say stuff to you, yeah, that person, yeah, that's the serpent, you know, with the mouth that's trying to create division. You understand what I'm saying? They, you know what I'm saying, they secretly probably hate you. They probably don't really fuck with you the way you think, you know what I'm saying, they do. And they could be dealing with some self-eternal stuff, and it could be all the above, you know. And that leads to my next point, which is emotional intelligence. Understand you may not be the problem. So, you know how sometimes you might have had such a good, you know what I'm saying, relationship, friendship, or, you know what I'm saying, understanding with someone, and you know, they might lash out on you. You just might be so confused, like, you know what I'm saying, what did I do to deserve this, or what's going on, or why did they react to this when it could have been something easily talked about in 30 seconds? You understand what I'm saying? You have to have that emotional intelligence, because they're not in charge of their emotions. So by them being extra aggressive and extra emotional, that's going to, in turn, it's going to trigger you. You understand what I'm saying? But that brings on to the next point, which is violence. If you are the true violent person, you do not want to feed into that, because you know what you're capable of. You know what you're going to do if you match that person's emotional, you know, rage. That's what I call it, because it is an emotional rage. If you having a good day, you never bump heads with a person, they just lash out on you, they see an emotional rage. You understand what I'm saying? And you might be the type of person like me that's a true warlord at heart. So you could be a person that once you cross that line, you have to stay there. You understand what I'm saying? And if you just dealing with a person that just don't really know how to talk to people, or they kind of like used to bumping heads with most of the people that they around, that's a part of who that person is. You see what I'm saying? So You have to be careful with trying to stoop down to that person's level. You have to have emotional intelligence. You have to, because when you're violent, you're a truly violent person, it could get really, the waters could get really murky. You understand what I'm saying? Because violence is a must. There's no, you can't dodge that. You can't go around it. Violence is a must. There will be times where you will be tested. There will be times where you might have to put somebody on their neck, but you have to use emotional intelligence. You have to gauge the whole situation, AKA I call it the dragon scale. You have to weigh it on the dragon scale and see, is it worth you being violent? Is it worth you checking and correcting a person? Because everyone, they can't take verbal correction. Some people, you're going to have to go, put them on their head. You're going to have to go on their mouth. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody, you can't just check and that's just what it's going to be. You understand what I'm saying? Some people, you're going to have to go from 0 to 1,000,000. Some people, they're not intellectually civilized, so you can't have a sit down with someone, even if y'all disagree, but it could be a mutual respect. Like, look, I really feel like this. I know why you feel like this, but I feel like this because A, B, C. Some people, they not trying to hear that. They not finna look at it from your point of view. They not gonna respect your point of view. They not even gonna try to hear your point of view. So you have to understand, like I just said, you have to understand the type of person you're dealing with and where they are at in their lives, because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So if you're dealing with someone older, then they're probably not going to see it from your perspective. In their eyes, you young as hell, you don't know shit, you ain't been through shit, you can't tell me shit. You understand what I'm saying? They probably not going to respect you as they equal. And that be the problem in a lot of situations when it comes to the family dynamic. The older generation don't respect the younger generation, or whatever the case might be. One generation stuck in their ways, the other generation is inexperienced, but they might have a little bit more knowledge. So it's the younger generation with more knowledge and the older generation with more wisdom, which wisdom is experience, which is the best teacher. But, you have to evolve and you have to grow with the times as well. You understand? So once again, being truly violent. And when I say violent, that's not even just a physical thing. It's mental as well. Violence started being mental because it's mental warfare. You have to understand that, picking up on the energy. Let's just do, for example, right? Let's put it in this perspective. Let's say you stay in a house. It's 4 people that stay in that house, right? Let's say if you and the other 2 people, which will make 3. Let's just say 3 out of 4 people always having a good day. They smiling, they laughing. There's good vibes, there's good energy. They may go grocery shopping, they might buy people stuff. They ask, hey, you good, you straight, da-da-da, okay, everything good. But it could be that one person that comes in and just suck the energy and the life out of the whole house. They never in a good mood. They got mood swings. This week they cool, cracking jokes, laughing. The next week they aggravated, they walk in the house, they don't speak to nobody. They slamming doors or whatever the case might be. Of course they got some personal shit, going on. But that right there is an act of violence on your peace and on your aura. I know it might sound a little odd and a little different because we haven't been taught that, but that's exactly what it is. It is a psychological violent attack on your positive and your your high energy aura, as a person, and in your vibrations. That's violence right there. Oh, they coming in here, they always happy. I'm finna come in there, I'm finna darken, I'm finna cut these lights off. I'm finna do this and the third. I'm gonna purposely act this way, or I'm gonna confront them, or I'm gonna try to check them on this, even though it's something petty that I could have did myself. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a truly violent person, meaning you got a pure heart, you always give people grace, falling out with someone is always the last, thing to do on your list. You always want to sit down and talk. You're a diplomatic type of person, and you could basically get along with any and everybody. You understand what I'm saying? But once a person crosses that line, it's like you got to stay there. That means you are a truly violent person, and you have to weigh everything on the dragon scale. Because if you're like that, when you really bump heads with a person, there's no coming back from that. You understand what I'm saying? Because that means you had to keep on poking the bear. You had to keep on saying slick shit. You know what I'm saying? I done being humble, you know, said a little thing and I didn't respond with the same energy. I disagreed. I kept my head down. I kept going. You understand what I'm saying? Which is what happened in the Noah situation when he first said something about, they're not a world champions. What is world champion? United States, whatever the case might be. You know what I'm saying? There could have been hundreds of players that would just tearing them up. I'm pretty sure it was some players that probably responded, but it could have been way worse than what it was. Okay, cool. I'm gonna be humble. He could have that. You understand what I'm saying? The United States basketball team, the NBA, they just won gold in the Olympics. I don't think Noah said congratulations to them. I don't believe he did, to be honest. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the serpent, you understand, that creates division. You understand what I'm saying? When you're doing good, a person like that, they're not going to put out nothing. You're doing good, but when you fall short, they'll chastise you for that. I came home, why didn't you do this? Or dang, bro, you was doing good, what happened to da-da-da-da? Or they only looking at what you ain't doing or what you could be doing, or the shit that you know what I'm saying? They not looking at your accomplishments. They not looking at it, okay, you know what I'm saying? You're not having babies everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the streets. You're not getting locked up. You're not hopping from job to job. You got a consistent career, or you might be in school. So you trying to be able to get a degree, or you trying to save your money to start a business. They not looking at nothing that you working up to, nothing positive that you got going on, nothing positive that you're doing. They just looking at the inconsistencies, what you ain't doing, why you ain't doing it, the 5 W's and the H. So that pretty much, you know what I'm saying, sums up, you know what I'm saying, today's video. And I wanted to use Noah, you know what I'm saying, so I could paint a better light of the picture of the type of person that you will be dealing with when it comes to the point of no return. When someone that says something to you and you like, well, you know what, you're gonna have to stand on that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because in reality, that's kind of the whole that's kind of the whole perspective of kind of what I'm saying, you know what I mean? And on top of that, like I say, the point of no return, the serpent tongue that creates division, and the secret self-hate they project onto you, and how to react, and the emotional intelligence, understand you may not be the problem. So those are all the points for this video. My name is Universe, and I am your source for today's video. Peace.